I know the pulse of the students, the mind of the students, and I know that this has been arranged by the alumni. Let me not speak anything on the organizational aspects because this has nothing to do with the organizational hierarchy or anything related to their rules and regulations, the decisions, resolutions like that. So let us take this opportunity to thank Swami for his advent. Let us take this opportunity to express our gratitude to Swami with a prayerful mood. My friends, let me start this way. Swami is not a person. Baba is a phenomenon. When we think that is a person, there's nothing like thinking of him in a physical form here. He's not a person, he's a phenomenon. That's the reason why you'll be able to feel him anywhere, anytime. Bhagavan is not an object to be possessed. No, he is the subject. So we should have subjective approach to Bhagavan, but not objective approach. Well, let me say these things with all my sincerity and long experience over 45 years or so in the organization. Really speaking, it's rather amazing, surprising to me how I spent all these 45 years with Swami. I'm not able to believe it to have happened because time is God, God is time. As time is in his hands, it just flew like that, like a flash. I don't feel that long 4.5 decades of time. No. Why? I believe that we are all here because we are chosen by him. We are not here because of our option. He chose us. Why he chooses is best known to him. But anyway, we find people from different schools of philosophy or different faiths coming to Swami. For instance, V.K. Gokak is from Aurobindo. Kasturiji is from Ramakrishna Mission. Dr. Hislav, a Christian. Charles Penn, a Christian. And we have got so many devotees from Japan who are all Buddhists. How they are all here, how they accepted Bhagavan is a miracle of miracles. But one thing is this, all these stalwarts experience Swami in their own chosen way. They have not been converted. They have not accepted any philosophy, anything new ideology. They could realize the ancient objectives of the path which they have been treading all along their lifetime. In fact, Kasturiji used to say he finds his fulfillment after coming to Swami. That really happens, yes. Like this, my friends, I am from Brahma Samaj background. We don't believe in God with a form and a name. But I find myself here from Baba. Yes, from Brahma Samaj to Baba. And one Swami remarked like this, Anil Kumar, where were you before coming here? What is the path that you follow? I said, Swami, I'm a Brahmo. Oh, you're a Brahmo? Yes. For 3 generations, Swami, we are affiliated to Brahma Samaj, founded by Raja Ramon Roy from West Bengal. Please note this remark of Swami. Brahma Samaj, from Samaj the society, you have come to Brahma here, that is Brahma Samaj. You see, I have not heard that kind of definition. From Samaj is the community to Brahma to the divinity. It's really wonderful statement. And the way how I appreciate his talks, and most of these talks speak of the Brahma philosophy in depth, all its profundity, the nameless, formless, attributeless divinity. That the more he makes references to those basic points of Brahma philosophy, that has drawn me close and closer to him. But my friends, it is also equally painful to let you know that I had 6 years of probation. He never looked at me for 6 long years. Leave alone first row. I didn't get even 10th row. I was always getting 30th row, 40th row, backbencher. I never had any front rows. I never had any kind of Padre Namaskar or any interview. No occasion to offer a flower to him. No chance to touch his feet for 6 long years. A very long period of probation indeed. In government service, at the most you have only 2 years of probation. But in respect of Anil Kumar, his spiritual service is confirmed after 6 years of probation. Maybe Bhagavan has taken 6 years to break that hard stone of my faith that has been deeply rooted in Brahma Samaj philosophy. It was so difficult to accept Swami. But anyway, by and by, as years passed, well, he has become my life. When certain moments when I could not bear certain pressures or certain unfortunate developments over here, when I felt like going back, my mother said, you cannot live leaving Baba. You may say 1,000 things about people. You may tell me all the difficulties, but I can tell you, you cannot live without him. Her statements are not only prophetic, but they are literally true. Because whenever I used to go for any short vacation to my native place, I was always thinking, this is the time for Swami's darshan. This is the time for Swami's bhajan. This is the time that he grants interview. Until all people around me were fed up. Why are you here? Better you go back. Therefore, my friends, I've been staying here all these years, 45 years, enjoying basking in his love. No regrets, no repentances, nothing whatsoever. But at the same time, I can tell you, my friends, it is a tough life. It is not a cakewalk. It's not like something like a walk. And it's not a bed of roses. It's a life of challenges. I don't want to trouble you by narrating my own hardships. No. But I had many, innumerable pleasant moments. Today, I'm in that position, believe me or not, that I'm not able to believe certain things happened in the divine presence. I'm not able to believe certain of my conversations with Bhagavan, the intimate moments I had with him. My only objective was to make him laugh. Swami, people come to him. Swami, people come to you with all their problems. They may bring 100 problems. I am not going to be 101. No. If I don't say any problem, at least you will have one less of a problem brought to your attention. So I never wrote any letter. I never complained against anybody. Yes. There are many situations that forced me to take up to this sort of postal sadhana or writing letters to him, that I never resorted to that. I accepted this as a kind of challenge. By his divine grace only, I could survive. Actually speaking, I was trying to avoid this assignment given to me by Baba. Why? I know how difficult it is to live with him. Rama Brahman, the caretaker of Vrindavan, Bangalore, Whitefield, he knows me very intimately. On the very first day when I joined there, you know what he said? The first thing he said was, Anil Kumar, be ready that you may be kicked out any day. The first day. That's what he told me. Second thing he said was, be ready to leave this place and I'm in charge to see that you'll be out of this place. That's what he said. And further he said, then I said, sir, when Swami asked me to go, what should I do? He said, never go. When Swami asked me to go, and you say, never go. He said, when he says, go, you go, but you wait at the gate. He will call you. He will call you by the evening, that's all, what he said. In fact, those are the Rama Brahma, Dasha Sutras, 10 principles. What he said sustained me for long, till this day. Kept me in good spirit till this day. Face all challenges and be brave and courageous in all situations of frustration, depression, and disappointment. I'll give you a few of the incidents which I cannot forget in my life. Impossible. What happened was, Swami was looking at a plan of the construction of the canteen today. And also another plan, the construction of the hospital, super specialty hospital. These two plans are brought and kept in front of him. Late Ramakrishna, the director of L&T company, was explaining to Swami, Swami, this is what plan is of this canteen. You'll have the kitchen here. You'll have number of seats here. They were explaining all that. I was just watching the situation. At one moment, Swami said, Ramakrishna, you are all international engineers. You are of international repute. But in my opinion, why can't you change your plan like this? If you do this way, you'll be able to complete very fast. And you will also save so much of material. Why don't you think this direction? And the witness, immediately the Ramakrishna, director of L&T, fell at his feet. Swami, this idea did not strike. You are really great, Swami. Swami simply laughed and looked at me with a mischievous smile. After Ramakrishna left, I asked Swami softly, Swami, you are telling him all the engineering details to that internationally reputed engineer. It is not ordinary, Swami said. I repeat, it is not ordinary. You know what Baba said? Please note this. So you are thinking that Swami is ordinary till now. Is that your feeling? That I'm ordinary? Well, yes. I started trembling. Well, the body was shivering because I was just taking in a casual way. When he has put this question, you are thinking of Swami ordinary. Do you think so? Swami, I'm sorry, Swami. I tell you, these are the moments that made me realize that he is an engineer of engineers. In those days, we had Dr. Alreza from Bombay, who was the superintendent of Satya Sai General Hospital for decades. I know him very intimately. Dr. Alreza is a doctor of par excellence. He is a devotee, and I have not come across a devotee of the caliber of Dr. Alreza. Such a great man with a total spirit of surrender. When he starts speaking of Swami or Shirdi Bhagwan, you find tears rolling on his face. He has no other talk other than Swami, Shirdi and Parthi Swami. That's all. And he used to walk to his interview room every day. I had the unique chance of dining with Swami, joining him at lunchtime at the dining table for about 5 to 6 years. Every day I used to go there inside. I saw Alreza coming in every day. But I was curious to know, why should a doctor come here every day? Why? Is it to check Swami? Is it health checkup or what? What business has he to come here? That's my doubt. Please follow what happened. Comes to close to Swami with a list. Swami, these are the patients. And this patient is suffering from malaria. Swami says, no, you're wrong. He's suffering from influenza. Swami, this patient needs a surgery. No. You treat medicine. That is enough. He was correcting their diagnosis. He was also telling them who requires surgery and who is just medication is enough as a cure. I was just looking at staring. Then he said, Yemaya atla chusta undavu. What is it you are looking at? Swami, you are correcting doctor. Antenaya, I know. Yes, it's like that, I know. And then he said, I used to tell same thing to Sitaramaya, Dr. Sitaramaya, the first superintendent of such title hospital. He is a doctor of doctors. I can also tell you another thing. We had one great devotee by name Adikeshwar Naidu, member of the parliament, hailing from Chittor. He was mainly responsible for the construction of Srinivasa guest house to the left side of Ganesh Gate. He had also his contribution in the construction of that Success Society State. A great devotee. Well, he just came to our super specialty hospital. At that time, Dr. Oleti Chowdhury was the director of that hospital. He too hailed from Chittor. And Adikeshwar Naidu and Oleti Chowdhury happened to be classmates. He wanted to just say hello to Chowdhury. And he got into his chamber and conversing with him. Incidentally said, Dr. Chowdhury, why don't you check up my blood pressure, BP? Just as a matter of fun. He checked his BP and said, Adikeshwar, you can't go home. It is time that you get admitted to hospital. Go inside, lie down on bed. You can't go. High blood pressure. Then immediately tests were done and the sugar also was so high, highly diabetic. He said, you are admitted now. And he said, you have to be operated tomorrow. What is to be done? And the news was conveyed to Swami. Swami, Adikeshwar is to be operated tomorrow. Swami said, yes, go ahead. Then what happened? That day of surgery, he was lying on bed and surgery was about to be started. As you all know, they will do final tests, the sugar levels and the blood pressure. When they're taking readings of both, they're very, very high. And he is not fit for any surgery. They'll be taking a risk if they operate. Immediately, they came and reported to Swami, the sugar levels and BP are very high. It's not possible to operate. Let us postpone to a future day. Swami said, no, I'm coming there. You get it done today. Swami went there. Swami was sitting there. And then, come on, Swami said, come on, do. Proceed with your surgery. They did it. It was thumping success, great success. While super specialty doctors hesitated to operate or not, here we have Vaidyo Narayano Hari, Dhanvantari himself, the doctor of doctors, telling them, Yes, I want you to do it. Nothing will happen to me. That's what it is. So I saw him as an engineer of engineers. I also witnessed Baba as the doctor of doctors. And then I can also tell you, it was in the Hillview Stadium during one of the convocation addresses. Dr. Sundareshan, a director of an international institute in India, he happened to be the chief guest. He gave the talk, convocation address, and Swami gave his discourse. I translated, but at the end of the talk, I went close to Swami and said, Swami, you helped me to translate, but to be honest enough, I did not understand single word what to say, because it was full of scientific, technical terms. You were speaking of space sciences. You were speaking of all electronics, all technology. Well, I didn't understand anything. Do you know what Baba said? The chief guest today is an international scientist. And along with him, many scientists came here today. Let them also know that Baba is a super scientist. Baba is a super scientist. I'm a witness. But they were all thrilled and excited. And Bhagavan addressed scientists, Baba Atomic Research Institute in Bombay. All the scientists appreciated his talk like anything. So, he's a scientist of scientists, engineer of engineers, doctor of doctors. Next time I mentioned to you, Swami took classes for MBA boys for 1 full year, because I followed him to translate his talk, and he was speaking about marketing, leadership, whatnot, all aspects of business management. He was speaking like that. A book also was published containing Swami's thoughts on management. He was referring to those of the Western people, quoting them the way how they looked at this important field of today, the business management. And at the end of the talk, he gives a beautiful smile, looks at me mischievously, and says, how do you like it? Swami, I like it for the simple reason it is your talk. But I cannot get involved because I'm not student of management. I'm student of bioscience. I saw that's what he said. He's a teacher of teachers. The way how he explains, point after point, the anecdotes, excellent storyteller, creating, infusing the spirit of interest in you. Because as we see some of the people, they speak in such a boring way that we don't want to hear any more discourse on spirituality. But spirituality becomes a matter of great interest. He involves all of us and addresses everybody. A teacher of teachers. Wonderful explanation. I'll give you a simple example. As is the cloud, so is the rain. As is the floor, so is the bread. As is the action, so is the reaction. As is the seed, so is the tree. That's how he starts giving number of examples, action and reaction, one after one. And the logical, the scientific, sequential order in each he mentions is this. The food that we partake is responsible for our mind and its thoughts. And thoughts lead to all kinds of activities, karmas or doings or actions. And they bear fruits, results, karma phala. And they may be good or bad, depending upon our actions. In other words, the food, mind, thought, action, and the result. Pakka. In a mathematical way. Pakka in a chemistry as they speak of the equations and all. We will be thrilled how he developed this subject. Because with this experience and long life I spent at my native place, I heard many scholars, many scholars. But I tell you, after returning home, if anybody asked, what did you hear? Except in keeping quiet, I could not repeat. But when you listen to Swami, you will remember whatever he said. For a lifetime, he's a teacher of teachers. Why? And he finds some humor in subjects, serious subjects too. It's a wonder. MSc text students, MSc text physics, they were given an interview. And their professor also was there. And Swami asked, Ebra, meer em chestunnaru? And boys, what are you doing? Tech, Swami. Tech. What is the tech? Swami, technology. Ah, technology. Is that so? Technology. What is technology? He asked one boy. He said, Swami, applied science is technology. No. He asked somebody, what is technology? Technology is that which helps us to translate into action what all we studied in science. Science in action is technology. Wrong. So everybody were helpless, and Swami proved all their answers are wrong. You see what a humor he developed. Emra technology ante technology. Trick knowledge. It is not technology. In my view, technology ante take knowledge. Take my knowledge. I acquired all this knowledge from the institutions. Take my knowledge for the benefit of society. That is technology. That's what Baba said. What a wonderful thing. What a wonderful thing it is. Technology, nobody could give you that kind of definition. And I also give you the kind of mathematics he said. Mathematics. What is mathematics? 3 minus 1 is 2. Avuna? Is that not right? Avun Swami, yes. No. 3 minus 1 is 1 in spiritual mathematics. What, Swami? 3 minus 1 is 1? Yes. Swami started explaining. Here I am. There is mirror in front of me. You find my reflection. 3. I am here, the mirror, and my reflection. Now you remove the mirror. I only remain. So 3 minus 1 is 1 in spiritual mathematics. Finish. All are random. Like that he finds humor in physics, in mathematics. Really wonderful. Really wonderful. In biosciences, he was explaining how there is ecological imbalance today. The reasons for floods, the reasons for earthquakes, the reason for ozone depletion, the causes for air pollution. He was explaining all that. We deal these subjects for postgraduate students on this branch of biology, ecology. So many points that I never read. That's Swami explained. He's a biologist. He is a physicist. He is a business manager. And literature. Wow. Oh, nobody can stand in front of him. He asked once Gokak, Emappa love ante cheppu? Gokak, tell what is love. Everybody was there. Well, Gokak, such a great man, not an ordinary person. He's a person of international fame in English literature. From Oxford. There's no post that he has not occupied in the hierarchy of teaching of English at the national and international levels. He was also Jnanpith Award and also chairman of Jnanpith Awards committee. Not a small man. When Swami asked him, what is love? He could not give reply immediately. Yemi Papa, come on, tell. He didn't. He wanted some time. Because he has got a lot of information. Volume of information. Pages of knowledge. How to put it when Swami asked just like that, what is love? Then Swami laughed and said, Yemundaya, selflessness is love. lovelessness is self. Selflessness is love. Lovelessness is self. He said, Swami, Appa, what a definition. He said, Gokak himself, internationally known linguist, a man of letters, a man of scholarship from Oxford University, not a small man. I understand, Swami. He is final in every subject, in every discipline. I gave you examples: engineering, medicine, physics, mathematics, biology, and now literature. Then suddenly, I'm a witness. When Swami was talking to Vedic scholars on the dais during the Dasara celebrations, they all get seated at that appointed place and take charge of the assignments, each one reciting a particular portion of Veda. And Swami stands in front of one after another and starts listening to his Vedic chants. Suddenly he bends further. He corrects them. He tells them, you have missed these Vedic chants. What am I to say about Baba? What can you say about him? He's Veda Purusha. And there's nothing not known to him. What all that is contained in Veda. In those days, I tell you, the greatest renowned scholar, yes, Sisla Chandramani Shastri, Pendicott Subramanian Shastri, Remila Surya Prakash Shastri, not ordinary people, stalwarts in Sanskrit, they all bowed down in front of him. They all accepted Swami is Veda Purusha. Wow. And then it's a matter of a shock, a pleasant surprise to see Swami as the ultimate in all branches of knowledge, all branches of information known to mankind. Once he was talking in Kodaikanal about the planets. This is the distance from this planet to that planet. This is the distance from sun to that planet. This is the distance between moon and the sun. This went on for 4 to 5 days. Boys got tired because we are not interested in our astronomical details. When we went for walk, some of the boys came to me, sir, Are, what do you want? Would you please change the mood of Swami? Are, what should I do? Please ask Swami to speak on his childhood or to speak on Bhagavata, which will be more interesting. Because these astronomical details, oh, Swami, sir, we completed the 1 week. You should help us. I said, Are, you pray that I get a chance. Every day in the afternoon, Swami comes down and then sits there on the chair, and I'll go and talk to him. After 5 to 10 minutes, he'll ask, hey, boys, come down. Then boys come. So before boys came down to listen to Swami's words, I just said, Swami, he said, hear me. What? Swami, you are speaking of all these planets and the distances, Swami. If you excuse me, I have got humble submission. Come on, tell what is there? Nothing wrong. Swami, planets existed. They are existing. They will continue to exist. The distance has been there over ages. How are we interested, Swami? We want to hear your childhood. We want to hear your beautiful, unique narrations from Bhagavatam. Atlana. He changed the subject to Bhagavatam and childhood from that evening. And he was describing, wow, it is as if, just 1 second. Something disabled. Hello?
Yes, sir, you can continue. You can continue, sir.
Okay, because certain portions appeared as if something like some slides you saw on the screen. Slide. Okay. Now, therefore, the kind of life that I spent with Swami is a revelation. That's so far as the knowledge, the vidya or the jnana, speaking of Swami as the ultimate. Then coming to other fields, other aspects of daily life. He just a mixture of both humanity and the divinity, combination of both. Yes. But what happens is, being close to him for long period, we forget the divinity aspect, go by his human aspect, and get identified with the name and form, and take things in a casual way. There we are mistaken. It is maya, delusion, illusion that happens necessarily for those who live very close to the divinity. All those people are Satyabhama, Bhima, they were not exceptions. They were all deluded. So the greatest danger is, the greatest threat is that this delusion, this illusion to which you will be put to because of proximity. He'll be talking to you so nicely, thinking of your family, mentioning your brothers and sisters, about your own personal life, certain things that you only know, that you have not revealed to anybody. Then you think, okay, you feel very happy. Take things for granted. There is one man by name Sarathi from Hyderabad. He is a very important man. He served here for some time as controller in our university. He's basically a physicist, and Swami asked him to join the university here. He was a Sevadal convener there at Hyderabad. Swami called Sarathi, and Swami was about to distribute dhotis. Dhoti, you know, Dhoti. Dhotis distributed to Pandits, the Andhra style. So Swami asked Sarathi to catch hold of one end, and Swami was holding another end. And Swami was cutting each dhoti into two, because two pieces are there. And Sarathi is wondering, God, he wants me to hold on this end, he cuts with his scissors. Dhotis into two, what's all this? He was just wondering. Suddenly Swami said, Sarathi, so and so, very well known to you, his son is met with an accident. Very close to you. Well, he dropped it. Dhoti there. Swami, what happened? Don't worry. I saved him. After some time, you can go and talk to him on phone, and you will know what all that had happened. Well, accordingly, Sarathi went and ran. What happened? A person known to him for decades, a relative also, his only son met with an accident. But nothing had happened. Swami saved him. When the Sarathi mentioned this, yes, we take things Swami for granted. We take him as a human being. One Swami said, Emra, Swami kuda mama adre undadu, kallu chetulu unnai kada, Swami kuda manche kada anukuntaru. Emra meeru? Are boys, you think Swami is also a human being like anybody? He has got hands and legs and the neck and the head. But what about the content? What about the content? What about the divinity? You do not know, Ra. That's what he said. Therefore, however much we say that I know about Swami, whatever claims that we may have, however near we may be, however dear we may be for our religion, but yet it cannot be known. Why? Because all that is known is knowledge. All that is unknown is ignorance. And Baba is unknowable, the third dimension. Known, unknown, unknowable. He cannot be known. But to give us that pleasure, happiness of association, he comes down to our level and just liberally grants us these miracles are experienced to cherish. Really wonderful experience. And I can also narrate you certain things that happened in my life. When I was in Bangalore, the early period of my life there, I was staying alone in Vrindavan, and there were no buildings in the vicinity, no bridge, nothing like that. The whole street was completely dark, not even street lights, excepting two stray mad dogs moving that side and this side. How to spend life there. And then the food of Karnataka people, well, this is the bland diet. They don't make use of chilies or anything like that, because we relish only chilies. What to do? Somehow I was pulling. Swami suddenly came from Puttaparthi and said, Anil Kumar, how are you, man? I said, it's okay, so I know. You are not eating well. And then he called one assistant by name Sanjeev, who was working there in Vrindavan. Swami Strayi Vrindavan. Sanjeev, get those two, he said. 2 bottles. They are the 2 bottles of pickles. One is mango pickle. Other is the gongora, the favorite of Buddha. And he said, you manage the 2 bottles, you don't need any other thing. How am I to believe that? Lord coming down to my standard, asking the pickles to be brought for my consumption, understanding that I'm not able to relish this diet without enough of chilies, which is just a bland diet. And he could understand. I can tell you, my friend, to my knowledge, I have not met anybody, the near and the dear, relatives or friends or parents or in-laws or children or any. I can say this with confidence 100%. Nobody loved me as much as Baba used. Baba loved me so much. I cannot forget those moments. First time we went to Ooty along with Swami. There, Ooty, what happened? I'm coming from a very hot place, blast furnace of Andhra, Guntur, which is the capital of Andhra Pradesh today. Very, very hot, very hot. But there in Ooty, very, very cold. I could not. I went to shiver. Swami said, wow, have your dinner. I had my dinner and said, Swami said, that is your room. That is your room. You sleep there. I went there, lie down on bed, but still shivering. After 10 minutes, Swami comes to my room and says, you need a blanket. He brought the blanket. But even that was not sufficient. I was still shivering. After 10 minutes, Swami comes back. Called one by, put the heater here. This fellow is not able to bear this cold season. And they kept some heater. Still. Then finally, after half an hour, Swami comes. Anil Kumar, this is my personal shower. It is very soft that I use it. It is of biscuit color. On that, we have got the picture of a deer and also a big tree beautifully on that shower. Swami said, come on, you lie down. And Swami just put up to the neck. You're covered. You're safe now. Em bagunda? Is it nice? Is it warm enough? Good night, sir. Tell me, who will love you? Who will love you like that? Who will care for you that much? What is worth of it? What position in this world would equal to that love? What property in this world would match his love? That is love. Unconditional. Unconditional love. Wow, wow. I remember these very, very pleasant moments. I'm also tell you that we had been to Delhi, and Delhi Swami stayed there for 10 days. Well, they were serving food. It's the same problem for me because I need hot stuff. But they're serving so many items, but I could not relish them. Swami was sitting just in front of me, just asking, you have nothing to eat. And Swami came and said slowly, Satyajit pulled the chair and the chair stopped there, close by my side. Swami said, Yemaya Bhagunda, how do you like the food? Swami, items are many, taste is same. Then he called it state president. Right. Oh, Andhra wala hai. Arey, mirchi dalo. Mirchi dalo. Let it be hot. And then the state president thoughts are pointing to tell me before Swami made this. Don't worry, because Swami asked like that what to do. And next day, what happened? At the dining table, Swami said, Anil Kumar, come here. You know what happened yesterday? I sent a word to Hyderabad. 2 bottles of pickles are just not. Aircraft transported these 2 pickles for us. Who will do that? Airlifted 2 bottles of pickles. Sometimes I feel, have they happened? Is that all true? Am I to believe that? Who will believe all this? Because I'm not able to believe it to have happened. Because there are such unbelievable incidents in my life. Miracles happened in my life. And sweet, wonderful conversation full of jokes. That's what happened. I can tell you this one day, Mr. Chiranjeev Rao, who spent about 32 years in the divine presence of Swami, holding important portfolios. One day when we came out of Purnichandra Auditorium, after finishing our lunch, Chiranjeev Rao said, what Anil Kumar, I never saw Swami laughing so much. But as he talks to you, he laughs. Why? Sir, answer is simple. You are an administrator. You have got certain tasks. You have got certain duties to do, attend. And when you do those duties, Swami will scold you and say you can do much better than this. When you don't do, he'll scold you. When you spoil, then you'll get all the lot. Yes. Whereas in my case, I have no duties to perform. I have no responsibilities. So there's nothing to scold me. But the only duty I have is to make my Lord happy. To make my Bhagavan smile. I want to make my Bhagavan smile. Happy. So all will enjoy his beautiful smile. That has been my task. That has been my duty all along. You will not believe that we talked about some politics also. And Swami came out and said, Anil Kumar, you seem to be interested in politics. Why don't you go to Madras and contest the election? Go to Jayalalitha and contest the election. I said, Swami, how can I go there? She needs some suitcases of cash. Who will give me party ticket to contest the election? That's not the answer I expected from you. So if you have money, you go to politics, right? No. You say, Swami, I'm not interested. Oh, Swami, that's right. I'm not. Like that, in politics, we discuss. So nice. After every discourse, at the end of the translation, at the end of the talk, either in Purnichandra Auditorium or Sai Kulun Hall, he will call me at the end of the talk. Arey, how do you like the talk? Yeme, ipodu Swami upanyasa bagundada, Abba Swami. Excellent, what am I to say? If not your talk, what else could be better than this? Anything cannot be sweeter than your talk. You say something. Then you'll have say something what you like in this talk. Immediately, I start mentioning highlights of his discourse, delivered just a moment ago. Then he is excited. He sits on the chair and again explains every point. How am I to take it? In other words, I heard his talk twice. One in the auditorium, another in the interview. Clarifying all the clarity. That's why really, I am not able to believe those things to have happened in my life as translator And people say, Anil Kumar, you translated Swami's talks for 23 years, the maximum number of talks. Well, I'm not able to believe. The basic truth I'm telling you, my friends, I'm not from any convent. I'm not from any Sainik school or central school. Nothing of that sort. I'm not from Madras or Hyderabad or Bombay or Delhi. I'm not from any metropolitan city. I'm from a town by name. I had my studies in Telugu medium up to my high school level. Started English medium only after coming to college. And he picked up that fellow from a Mafsal town who had his studies in Telugu medium to translate his Telugu talks into English for 23 long years. The power of Sai, the glory of Sai, the will of Sai. That's all. I am nobody. Sometimes when I listen to some of the cassettes, incidentally, I also listen just as you would listen. Oh, is it so? That's all. I'm also a listener to my own translation. That's all. Because certain of the words that would not strike to my mind, somehow they just appeared. They just came out of my mouth. Basically, I'm a student of botany. I'm not a student of literature. How I speak, I don't know. How I use those words, I don't know. People ask me, Anil Kumar, oh, translate fantastic. Is that so? Because I'm only a witness to all that has been happening. I never felt that I'm a participant. I never felt that I'm a doer. No, it just happened like that. Just happened like that. Happenings are divine. Doings are human. In my life, but all that I had in the company of Swami, in the immediate presence of Swami, they're all happenings and they're not the doings. They're never the doings. I would also tell you another thing. I think that year, Jayamma, the warden of Anantapur campus, Pushpa Madam, the librarian of Anantapur campus, and then Purna Madam, served as principal, biologist, Sai Leela, English department. Some from Anantapur came there to Kodaikanal, and some lecturers, some VIPs, All India President, International President, they were all there. In front of everybody, Swami has put this question. Anil Kumar, you translate Swami's speeches. Jayamma also translates speeches. Tell me who translates better than the other? ఆమె చేస్తుంది, నీవా చేస్తున్నావు. ఎవరు బాగా చేసేది చెప్పమ్మా చూస్తామా? Who translates better than the other? What am I to say? Shall I say I am hopeless? Then he would say, all right, pack up your luggage and go back. Shall I say I am competent? Then he will say, how do you know? In either way, talking on the razor edge, in front of everybody. Then I said, Swami, my submission is this. JMI is from Madras. Madras is a seat of learning in English literature. All over the country, the Madras products are number one in English literature. The standard is very high. That's what he said. Yes, Swami. How do you know? He said, my mother is from Queen Mary's College, Madras. She was a gold medalist in English literature. Swami, whenever I tell anybody she's MA in English, she used to call me back, tell them from Madras. Because there's something special. It is the seat of center of English literature and learning. Right now, Srinivas, Dr. Somalia, great scholars. But you tell me this between you and Jayamma. Then I said, Swami, Jayamma is from Madras. I am from Guntur. She had her studies in English language. post-graduation English literature, doctorate in English literature. That too under V.K. Gokak. Very Jayama. I'm just a nobody in front of her. I'm nobody, Swami. What am I? Where is the comparison? Please believe me, our students and the staff who were there at that time, they are all the witnesses. You know what Baba said? Neevu chalappa naku, you are enough for me. ఇప్పుడు ఆమె కూడా ట్రాన్స్లేట్ చేస్తే రెండు లెక్చర్స్ అవుతాయి. Swami lecture, translate lecture. If she also translates, that will be another lecture. Swami's lecture and Jayama's lecture. No. నాకు నువ్వు చాలే. You are enough for me. What Baba said. In fact, my friends, to take us to the peaks of life, to take us to the state of excellence, is only in the hands of Swami. Nobody can take you to those heights, to the peaks of life, is only Swami. That's what I think. Everywhere, recognition. Because as I relax and sit, very difficult for me to accept that I wrote about 45 books. And is it true that I visited around 58 countries? Is that true? I'm not. All this happened something like that. All these things. Why? Is only because Bhagavan Sri Satchai. Let me also tell you one personal secret. I came here when I was 46 years old. Having served in the AC College, my alma mater, for 26 years. And then I was using only bicycle all these years. But after coming to Swami, nothing less than aircraft. No scooter, no car, nothing doing, only aircraft. What a promotion it is. Direct promotion from land to the air, that's all. Wow. What is all this, Swami? You are simply. I feel deeply touched and emotional, the kind of love that he showed. And the sadhana recognition that he gave. And the position he gave in the sight of all devotees. But not position in the worldly sense by giving me some post of responsibility. No. How am I to believe that Vajpayee asking me, Anil Kumarji, when will Swami come down? When we were in Delhi, Vajpayee asks me when Swami is expected. But what am I after? I don't think even local revenue officer would talk to me. It's only because of Swami. The Prime Minister asked me. I could not have. Then when Abdul Kalam came here and gave the convocation address, he was telling Swami, Anil Kumar translation, very good translation. Swami, I like it. My heart is beating. Because in Swami's discourse to follow, he may sing few songs, impossible for me to translate. Then I had to request Kalam, sir, please. Please calm down. Say, can you expect the President of India to speak about anything, any achievement, attainment, they're all given, not obtained. They are all showered on you because of mercy and grace. It's not your effort. So it is effortless. Yes. Just. But from my side, I can tell you, I never had any expectations. I never had any complaints. I never gave him any letter of complaint. Though I had terrible problems. Yes, I'm just a common man, a householder. There are many things that happened in life. But I don't know the time given to me. I'm also afraid that I may talk to you the whole night, making it Shivaratri. Let me know how long I can speak further from now on.
You can speak another 15 minutes, up to 8:45.
Oh, 15 minutes?
Yes.
You're quite good and liberal. Thank you. Because we college teachers, we give them warning bell 5 minutes before for the submission of their scripts. Okay. And now, in retrospect, personally speaking, at my personal level, I can tell you, my friends, my mother was given an interview, and Swami said, "Yeah, chup chup." And many people were called for interview. In all humility, I say, she was the only lady who sat on the chair. Swami asked her to sit on the chair, and all were seated. It was first time that she met him. And Swami started speaking about her. You know, she's Anil Kumar's mother. She's from Prof. The gold university, gold medalist, a very strict lady. This fellow is like that because of him. He is nothing in front of her. He went on praising her to the skies. Her being mother, I was also very, very happy. Then he asked, Amma, you have no questions? If you have any questions, you ask me. And then she said, Swami, I have no problem, Swami. This Anil Kumar is my problem. Huh? Yeah, Anil Kumar problem. M.J. Chadwadu, is he a problem? What is that he has done? No, Swami. My eldest son is a chief accounts officer in Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, Bangalore. My youngest son is a big professor at All India Institute of Medical Sciences, professor in pathology. My son-in-law is a director of Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, whereas this fellow ended up his career simply as a lecturer in Andhra Christian College. These are the disappointments. Apart from that, he just stopped offering private tuitions to everybody. He stopped giving lectures in tutorial colleges. He stopped valuing scripts. He just goes on giving lectures on Swami. Goes on moving from village to village. Gets up in the morning, says Sai Baba, Sai Baba. He has got 3 daughters and a son, Swami. How is he going to get them married? We don't have any property. This is my concern. I am speaking to you. Swami's picture in front of me. You know what Baba said? Yeah, ma, Sai Baba, Sai Baba. And Sai Baba and the Tamashan. Why do you say Sai Baba, Sai Baba? Do you think Sai Baba is so cheap? Now I am telling you. As many people that know me will also know your son. Is it clear? All those people that know me will know your son also. And second statement he said, since he has been doing my work, leaving everything, it is my duty to do his work much better than what you would have done for himself. He kept to his promise and he did everything in the family. For his father. And then, he showered many, many gifts to her. Gave her diamond ring, or diamond necklace, the diamond bangles. Oh. And in addition to that, gave her silk saree. He said, why Swami? This saree I am giving you because you have given Anil Kumar to me. He said. That's very wonderful. I happily recall those pleasant moments. That wonderful association. Now, my friends, I come to the other aspect. We are all devotees of Bhagavan. And this is Aradhana Day. What do you mean by Aradhana? Aradhana is adoration. It is not puja, worship. No. It is Aradhana, adoration. Hero worship. Yes. Aradhana Day meaning adoration. Hero worship. Yes. I adore Swami. At this moment, I recall what Swami said on one of the occasions of Sri Rama Navami. This is statement he said. Celebration of Sri Rama Navami is not a mere celebration. It's not enough if you wear new dresses and decorate the whole hall and have special cookies at home. That is no celebration at all. Celebration of birthday of Sri Ram. Shiva Navami, meaning you should follow his life. Adherence to truth, Satyavakya Paripalana. And then upholding dharma, dharmodharana. Ekapatni, holding on to only one. Ekabana, only one arrow to finish off any enemy. The qualities of Sri Ramachandra is compassion, is love. If you have those qualities, that is true worship of Lord Rama. True worship of Lord Rama is not with the flowers that we pluck from the trees and the plants. When you pluck the flowers and offer to Sri Rama, the punya will go to the plants, not to you. Because the flowers belong to those plants, not to you. You have not produced those flowers. The real adoration, meaning we adore Bhagavan, your qualities. Your qualities of unconditional love, your qualities of equality, your qualities of equanimity, your qualities of supreme sacrifice, that you gave your life for your devotees, your mission for the emancipation of mankind, your determination to establish congregation of worship and unity of faith, you alone could do. After all, he began his life as one individual, hailing from a hamlet with 100 inhabitants, Puttaparthi, with no roads, with no lights, with no schools, no hospitals. They didn't have enough food to eat. The poorest of the poor. They ate only ragi, the finger milks. From such a family, poorest of the poor, and he's become the king of kings today. The king of kings today. No support from any political party. No support from any top economists or industrialists. No support from anybody. He has come all by himself. That is the divinity of Bhagavan, which I want you to note. Though you know, it is time to recall, recapitulate. And now what happened? You just read his life. It has two things, two aspects. One, demonstration. Demonstration. And two, instruction. Demonstration, how to be obedient to your parents. How to love your family. How to love your community. How to help the society. It's all a demonstration. On the other hand, instruction is message. And we find both being one ultimately when he says, my life is my message. Life is a demonstration. If you want to know how to be an ideal son, ideal grandson, yes, you should learn from Swami. I heard many anecdotes relating to his childhood. We'll have another opportunity. I don't think Siddharth will put a full stop to this meeting. I think it's only a comma for the coming many, not a full stop. And he mentions all his childhood days, how he served his grandfather, how he fetched the pots of water from the river, both morning and evening, all by himself, cooking at home, serving food to his grandfather, and studying. What a kind of hardship he had, tough life he had. It is a demonstration. Things are not simply easily given like that. Nobody can declare, I'm God like that. No. It is Godhead. It is Jesus who became Christ later. Dasharatha Rama has risen to the level of Atma Rama, the Lord of the soul, the Lord of the spirit. So Swami, from ordinary life, has been extraordinary. That's great. It only means to know that it's a long life and do this 4 decades and a half of life. He has established himself that is divine. After the entire world of Sai devotees are convinced and experienced with devotees, then he started giving talks. It's not a question of giving talks just like that. No, He established the divinity. That he is omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. Then whatever he said is Veda. Whatever he said is Upanishad because of his establishment as divinity. Therefore, he is an example to everybody. Nobody can declare that he is divine unless you experience the divinity within, unless it is quite cognizable, apparent to everybody all around in the community, not till then. And Baba's work is so silent. It is a silent spiritual revolution. Silent spiritual revolution. Therefore, my friends, we as Sai devotees, with folded hands, I appeal to everybody. That is our duty to spread Sai message everywhere. It is not the positions that we hold that are important. Positions are no positions at all. It is a question of your contribution. Contribution, two-dimensional. Spreading his message, participating in his mission. Mission and message are the two eyes of Bhagavan's research. So, with this commitment, we should spread his message everywhere. And today, we have the new generation that has not been exposed to Swami. Most of the people have not seen his physical form. If you go on narrating your experiences and stories like that, you will not be able to impress. The courtesy and etiquette may make them silent, but in their hearts, they begin to question every episode because they have not seen him, they have not experienced. Experiences are individual, while message is universal. Krishna's miracles, divine sport, leelas may not be accepted by everybody, but Bhagavad Gita is universally accepted. It is a textbook of all times. Therefore, Swami's message is most precious. We, the educated people, the alumni, and the professionals, and Balavikas teachers, everybody should do research. Supposing I'll give some example. What does he say about family life? What does he say about your professional life? What does he say about the political life? What does he say about interrelationships? What does he say how to bear criticism? What does he say how not to feel proud? These are all the things, different subjects. Therefore, as we read Sai literature, we should classify like that. What did he say in this moment? What is Swami's teaching in this aspect? So we will be ready with that answer. I'll give one example. We have been to one place by name Bhadravati in the state of Karnataka for a youth conference. About 3,000 youth attended. And Mr. Ratnakar also was the chief guest then. At that time, well, all spoke, and I too have spoken because my purpose of my visit was that. Then they invited another man by name Meenan from Kerala, very young man. What a fiery speech he gave. Tada, tada, tada. He is a BJP man, well read in Vivekananda and Paramahamsa literature. Well, so long Anil Kumar is alive, he will not allow anybody overtake Swami. Swami should be number one. Anybody should be next. Sitting on the dais, I was noting all the points. And then without the permission of the chair, I got up. In anticipation of your permission, Mr. Chairman, I would like to add these remarks. Praising this mean on one side, I was mentioning all the points you mentioned and what Swami has to say on each of the points. Ultimate, that's all. And the first people to clap. At the end of the talk, that fellow came and fell at my feet and said, I would like to visit Prashant. Then I thought, my visit is fulfilled. We should present that way. The Swami is the ultimate. Swami is best, unprecedented, unparalleled, irresistible. That kind of conviction, that kind of determination we should have. We need messengers of this time, missionaries of this time. Everyone should be a missionary and a visionary. Yes. We should train our children. I know most of you are married. You know, your children are coming up. See that they are put in Balavikas. If you have grown-up children, see that they are in Sadhana, so that you'll have somebody to talk to you in your advanced age. Somebody to take care of you when you are aged. We find a lot of difference between children of Sai and the children from other walks of life. There's a gulf of difference from the students of Sai and from the students from the rest of the world. So that uniqueness, that speciality, that quality, I want all of you to maintain, uphold the Sai's mission, and see his glory. The flag of such an organization flies high in the Committee of Nations. I thank you very much for your kind invitation. I repeat once again, Mr. Siddharth in particular, and I give them of educating human values from Prashant for their contribution, for their participation, for all the arrangements they have made for making this possible. Thank you very much for your time. May Bhagavan bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. I hope I'm audible.
Why not?
Okay, great. So there are a few questions. In fact, there are a barrage of questions that we see on the chat panel. It's like a flood of a river. I mean, the way it is coming. But for want of time, I'll be picking up maybe 3 questions which are probably very pressing and must be ringing in the minds of many people. First question is, am I unlucky that I came to Baba after Baba left his mortal body?
Oh, good.
So am I unlucky?
Yes. Let me answer this. Then you can go to some other question.
Sure.
It's not the question of who comes first, who came late. It's not a question of early or late. It's not a question of time. One might have come long back, but what they use, no change. Swami gives this example. Bus stops on the road. All people get in. All people rush to occupy the seats. People with muscle power are the first people to occupy. The first to seat by the side of the driver. A weakling will take the seat there very close to the door. But when this bus stops at the destination, who gets down? The man standing near the door is the first man to get up. Not the fellow who was sitting by the side of the driver. So you cannot say, I came long back, I came later, no seniority, nothing. The sincerity that matters, the commitment that matters, the fathomless depth of devotion that matters, the profundity, authority, the authenticity, the credibility of your as Indian society that matter, and not when or after, doesn't matter. Today, people are Rama's devotees. Have they seen them? Krishna devotees. Have they met him? Christ followers. Have they seen? No, because God is both seen and unseen. Seen is Vyakta, unseen is Avyakta. So, Vyakta is a physical form, Avyakta is the spirit behind it. Therefore, on the other hand, if we are so genuine, he will appear in your dreams. He will guide you. As you read his books, you will find answers to your questions. As you look at his photograph, you will find peace and solace and comfort. So, Baba is ever present, is eternal, is immortal. totally spiritual, 100% divine. That's what I can say about it.
In fact,
Yes.
connected to this, a lot of people are writing on the chat panel that a lot of people have experienced Swami this moment throughout last 1.5 hours as you were narrating experiences. So I think people who have apparently haven't seen Swami in physical form have also experienced this moment on this holy day. So,
Thank you. Convey my sincere thanks to everybody.
sure. So next question is after achieving, after Mahasamadhi, any experiences that you have, got an opportunity, regarding Swami, means after the Mahasamadhi, last 9 years or so, any experiences that you have, gone through? Any
Okay,
omnipresent?
I'll give an example. I had been to Bangkok, Thailand, and I went with all my baggage, went to the airport, and the luggage has been checked in. I went with my passport to the immigration counter. There the immigration officer opened the passport and found out, to his utter dismay, on the last page of the passport, one number is written. At the bottom on the scroll, another number is written. There is this fact. The number at the bottom refers to some Muslim. He said, Anil Kumar, another Muslim. Yes, has the same number. You cannot go now. I said, sir, the luggage is already checked in. It will be checked out. No problem. No problem. I said, tomorrow I have got to speak there, sir. Many thousands will be assembling. No question. I said, sir, what is the worst thing that could happen? Will be put in jail or what? He said, no. You'll be deported. You'll be sent back by the return flight. Then, sir, I requested him, can I make a phone call from here? He said, no. That's for official purpose. I pleaded with him repeatedly, appealingly, prayerfully, most humbly. Somehow his heart melted. All right, you make a call. I made a call straight to the chairman of the center. Now he is in charge of all Eastern countries. By name Anil Kumar Singh. I called him on phone. He said, don't worry, Anil Kumar, give the phone to the immigration officer. He gave him. And Manoj Kumar Singh told to that officer, send him. Other things will take it up. I went to Bangkok and stood there in the line for the immigration stamp, but heartbeat increased. Legs were trembling. Voice was fumbling. What am I to do? That too, a lady officer was there. Ladies are very strict in any capacity, at home or outside. I know that you would not let me go. Believe me, when I was very close to the counter, one big officer came with a blue suit, white shirt, blue tie, with stars on that. Quite handsome man. He saw me from a distance and came. And he has got his badge, United Nations Organization. He came and said, are you Mr. Anil Kumar? Yes, sir. You seem to have some problem. Yes, sir. This is the problem. You just keep quiet. We'll take care of it. Then he said, don't stand in the queue. Follow me. I just accompanied him. Just came out like that. Others would have been deported. This had happened after Samadhi. This had happened after Samadhi. Like this, during my trips abroad, many such things have happened. Therefore, Mahasamadhi may be the disappearance of the physical body, but reappearance of the divine power, reappearance of the divine majesty, is supremacy, is that inscrutable will. Why not on that? When we go to Samadhi and bow down our head there, put our forehead right there, you feel the vibrations. Same as you get in Shirdi, same as you get in Buddha Gaya. Same as you get in Amritsar Gurdwara. Yes, same feelings when you just touch Mahasamadhi. Mahasamadhi is the holy place. Sanctum Sanctorum. It is a charger. Yes. After all, when one cell in our body and a cell phone we have needs charger, one cell phone. Millions of cells are in our body. How many charges we need? Only one charge, Mahasamadhi. That will give you enough of charge to make any number of calls, infinite number of calls, until you make your next visit. This has been my experience. Many devotees come and tell me. Is that okay?
Absolutely. The third question, and probably the last question for this evening, is in this current situation of COVID-19 era, how do we kind of spend our time thinking about Swami, or what do we do? What is your advice in this kind of situation?
My friends, I am not given to any pride so far as on today. I am not jealous as on today because I know my own limitations. But I can tell you what I have been doing presently. SaiWisdom.com. SaiWisdom.com will be covering all my talks. I also formed 3 groups, Prashanti Sandesh groups. And every Sunday, I speak on Swami's experiences. Every Thursday, Swami's message. These are sent to all these 3 Prashanti groups. And these talks are circulated all over the Tamil Nadu. These talks are circulated all over Telangana. Why I say that? Is not to blow my trumpet. I'm nobody, and it's also this is not the age or the stage for me to have all these claims. No. The necessity makes me to tell you all this. I gave a talk just the last Thursday, Corona message. The title is this, Corona message. Maximum number of people listen to that talk. There I said, this Corona period, where we are just at home, that's all under the name of lockdown, is not a curse. It is a boon. Why? Those people who want to loiter like that, like a vagabond, those who want to just move about like that, who want to spend their time in gossip, useless, vain talk, this lockdown may be a house arrest. To me, it's not like that. This lockdown is a time to read Sai literature. It's time for me to go to literature in depth. It is time for me to contemplate, to ruminate, to ponder over, to reflect upon different aspects of his message. What does he say to professionals? What is his message to his school children? What does he speak of foreign nationals? What are his views on Islam? What are his views on Sikhism? What does he speak on Buddhism? These are the subjects in which I am interested. We should project Swami as an emancipator, as a pioneer, as a champion, as a leader who fought throughout his life for the unity of religions. So this lockdown period is for study of Sai literature in depth. Lockdown period is a time to listen to his bhajans. It is a time to sing his bhajans. It is time to spend time with children and the family members, sharing our experiences. Then you'll be more busy than otherwise. So lockdown period is a period of sadhana. It is a boon. It is not a curse at all. For those people who just don't have any other thing other than silly matters of life, but to us, this is very, very precious time. I completed reading 4 books within this time. It is a really wonder because I have got enough of time to read now, more time than before. Therefore, my friends, do it something like that. And also, on this Aradhana day, let me question myself, Swami, you did so much to me. What am I doing? If I go on telling everybody Swami did to me, Swami made my grandmother, dying grandmother, back to life. Swami made me totally declared dead back to life. Okay, we are bored with them. Now we want to know what you are doing for his mission. What is your participation in the divine mission? Because Baba has got his mission also. We should stand as exemplars, as ideal, as epitome of his message. Everybody should say, here is a man of service because of influence of Sai Baba. Here is an excellent expert in his field because he is a devotee of Sai Baba. The state of excellence we should reach. That is my prayer, submission to everybody, that we should live up to his expectations, rather simply declare, these are my experiences, Swami appeared in my dream. So what? So what? Swami gave me this thing, so what? Then what? Please speak of transformation that has brought in your life. Please speak of your contribution to Swami and his organization. Your service to your countrymen. These are things that matter. So let this Aradhana day, the day of adoration, be a day of commitment, be a day of prayerfulness, be a day of gratitude, be a day of thankfulness. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your time and your experiences, your thoughts. And in fact, if I can just try to summarize in few seconds, actually you covered the entire facet of what Satyasai Avatar is. Right from the doctor of doctors to engineer of engineers to scientist, and coming to how much he loves you as an individual, as a family member, and some extraordinary experiences. And it shows a very different facet of Swami, that such a beautiful avatar is a very simple person who lives with us even today in our own homes. In fact, I still remember one of the messages you had mentioned earlier, that this is a golden day when Bhagwan multiplied into billions and came to stay with us in our own homes. It's a golden day in our life where Bhagwan is right now as with us and living as a family member in our own homes. And lockdown is even more beautiful period because now we can spend more time with him than traveling to offices or schools or anywhere else. So all these were reminded through today's wonderful talk you gave. In fact, I'm just glancing through the chat panel. People are saying that actually got Swami's message through you today, and a lot of questions which are hidden within were answered through this talk. So we thank Swami. We are very grateful to Swami for giving us this opportunity, and getting on this very special day when probably there's a need of the hour and a lot of questions are answered. And thanks specifically to you, sir, for spending this time and giving us this opportunity.
And Giridhar staying with me all through.
Yes. Giridhar himself was, for those who may not know, Brother Giridhar, who is assisting us to get this session, himself was the second speaker. Today, by the way, sir, you are the sixth speaker in this series of talks that we started on 7th of April.
Make me the least and the last. I had a maximum number of chances, enough for lifetimes, many lives to come. Let these youngsters take responsibility. I'm here to share my experience. That's it. I'm happy. Giridhar, I know him since his student days. Very humble boy, very good boy. And he is the son-in-law of our native district. So I have got a claim on him and I'm proud of him.
Very nice, very nice. So,
thank you, Siddharth. I thank you.
No thanks, sir. Entire team is behind. I'm just a postman. There is a big team which is working round the clock for getting the sessions done. And
when we thank the Prime Minister, we thank all his ministry, right? Similarly, you are the leader and you did a good job. Very good. God bless you. My greetings to everybody that gathered there. My sincere thanks to everyone. Everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Before we end today's session, may I request Mr. Nimish Pandya, All India President, who is also on the call, to share his few thoughts on this day.
And a poor man had to bear with my talk.
It is not poor man. Professor Anil Kumar, it's been a great pleasure listening to you.
And a poor man who had to bear with my talk, the long talk.
The master stroke was for me to carry home today. Happenings are divine and doings are human. This is something which only a divinely inspired English professor, even if he is not from Madras, can do this. Only you can do this and nobody else, Professor.
Does Kamala agree with your views?
Yes. and for all the
listeners, also should agree with your view. Because she is also a lawyer.
No,
she is also a lawyer. She fight the argument.
We are in consensus, Professor Anil Kumar. But for all the listeners, I just want to say one thing. Those probational years which Professor Anil Kumar mentioned are very vivid in my mindset just now. As he was talking, I remember he and I sitting together in the crowd in the Purnachandra auditorium. And when Swami used to give the discourse, there was only one man in the entire crowd of a few thousand people who was sitting there and sinking with every word that Swami used to say, like in a mehfil when somebody is singing and somebody is doing bhava. There was only one person who consistently did this for all those early years of the 80s, and that was Professor Anil Kumar. I think that was the time when actually in his mind he was translating Swami's discourses, which later on in his years became his destiny. And what a destiny, Professor Anil Kumar. It's been a pleasure listening to you.
Thank you, Nimish. And Kamala, for your gracious presence and listening to the talk and for your very kind remarks. Thank you. God bless you. May Bhagavan be with you. Continue to inspire you. May your leadership continue for many long years by being an example, an ideal leader. You are our mascot. You are our flag. God, Baba bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sai Ram, sir. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Thank you, Nimish uncle. I'm just reminded in terms of, we all saw Ramayana in these days. Hanuman was so close to Lord Rama. And many times in our hostel days, we used to remember if there is one Hanuman in today's world, is none other than Professor Anil Kumar, who's right next to Lord Sai Rama all the time and singing his glory even today. So this is a very golden chance that we got a chance to listen of today's era of Lord Hanuman himself. And just one more request. I think we've Anup Saxena uncle also is on the call. He's our state president for Mumbai Metro region. And yeah, may I request Uncle Anup uncle to also share a few thoughts and maybe end with a beautiful couplet or a shairi, which is, best with.
Om Shri Sai Ram.
Oh, I know you. I know you, met you many times. Yes, sir.
Listening to you is always a great pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
It was so good that I got totally engrossed into what is happening on this Aradhana day. I would like to end this on this particular day as an offering to Bhagwan, 4 lines. पानी पर तस्वीर नहीं बनती, पानी पर तस्वीर नहीं बनती, ख्वाबों से तकदीर नहीं बनती, ख्वाबों से तकदीर नहीं बनती, इसी तरह साईं की इबादत किए जाओ मेरे भाई, क्योंकि ये जिंदगी दोबारा नहीं मिलती। जय साई राम।
Sir, it's a pity that I don't know Hindi. I'm very ashamed of it. Good.
I'm sorry, but I don't know English poetry.
But anyway, my wife is Hindi teacher and I don't know Hindi. That is the paradox of life.
I hope that is not a statement of success.
So nice to have met you, sir. Nimish, Kamla, and you, sir. Thank you. It's a great pleasure.
Thank you.
May Baba bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So I think we'll end the session. Thank you very much to all of you for joining us. In fact, grateful to Swami for giving us this opportunity. Grateful to Anil Kumar sir for giving his time and experiences, and also grateful to Nimesh uncle and Anup uncle for sharing their thoughts. I think this is probably the best way we could have spent an Aradhana day evening, enjoying his presence. And I think we're carrying Swami home. So let us continue to bask in his glory after this session and enjoy the rest of the time with him. Wishing you all a wonderful, blissful, and very, very joyful time ahead. We'll close the session now.
We'll end the session with Samasta Loka.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, good, good.
Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय। साई राम।